Welcome to this leadership moment. My name is David Rideout from Nexus2020.org. Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company, was born in 1863, the eldest of six children on a farm in Michigan. Young Henry showed an early interest in mechanics, and by the time he was 12, he was spending most of his time in a small machine shop that he had equipped himself. There, at the age of 15, he built his first steam engine. At 16, he left home to find work in Detroit, where he became a machinist apprentice. After completing his apprenticeship, he spent a year setting up and repairing steam engines, and later became chief engineer at the Edison Illuminating Company. In fact, Thomas Edison was his lifelong mentor and friend. Ford faced several significant failures in his early career, including the collapse of his first two automobile companies. His first venture into the automotive industry in 1899 failed primarily due to his perfectionist tendencies. He focused on creating high-quality vehicles, but struggled with production efficiency and cost management. Then, in 1901, he founded the Henry Ford Company. But internal conflicts and disagreements with investors led to his ousting, and the company was eventually rebranded as the Cadillac Motor Company. However, Ford refused to let failures stop him. Instead, he used them as lessons, and he learned from his mistakes. That led him to found the Ford Motor Company in 1903. But it's important to note that Henry Ford did not invent the car, nor did he invent the assembly line. Instead, he took those discoveries and used them in new ways, building a lot of cars at low prices that ordinary people would want to buy. So, instead of the automobile just being a cool toy for the wealthy, it became a means of transportation for the middle class and the masses. The introduction of the Model T in 1908 is credited with having revolutionized transportation and American industry. That $260 automobile became immediately popular, and demand quickly exceeded supply. So Ford needed to figure out how to change his manufacturing system to meet this demand. That led him to develop an assembly line, which ultimately reduced production times from 4 hours to 93 minutes. This furthered his company's success, but also revolutionized manufacturing globally. There's no doubt, Henry Ford was a visionary leader. But he was also a hands-on manager who personally engaged with workers on the factory floor. As a pioneer of the moving assembly line, he doubled worker wages in 1914 to $5 a day and reduced shifts from 9 to 8 hours. And he was among the early pioneers of the 5-day work week. Ford was also somewhat of a revolutionary for his time when it came to hiring women, minorities, and people with disabilities. But he was also obsessed with efficiency and eliminating waste. Although he believed in creating a shared vision and listening to feedback, he was a top-down leader who expected workers to follow instruction without question. This would often stifle creativity and lead to high staff turnover. It also led to criticisms from employee unions. Nonetheless, 10 years after introducing the Model T, Ford's company accounted for over half of the cars across the globe. As the sole owner of the company, he was one of the wealthiest people in the world. Henry Ford's refusal to accept failure was coupled with unwavering determination and an innovative spirit. His emphasis on the importance of a positive attitude helped him rise above his failures and reach the pinnacle of success. It's also reflected in today's quote, which is attributed to him. Whether you think you can or can't, you're right. While there may be limitations on that principle, leaders like Ford remind us that a positive, can do attitude is a critical factor in all of life's success stories. So, remember, whether you think you can or can't, you're right. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe to get the latest video when it's released.